extra dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me, give it.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show show, weekdays at 1:30. Live on our social streams. It's the Before the Show show.
Love the show!
From Live 96.7, here's Ryan Smetzer.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Before the Show show. I'm Ryan Smetzer, streaming live to y'all over there on YouTube. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and tap the little bell so that you can get notified every single time that we go live right over here on the ye old YouTube channel. Today is a good one. We got some cool stories. We're gonna make a little bit of a quickie one since it is 1:45, but it is words. Goodness. It is also Wednesday, so we have our Wednesday rankings show, and today, in honor of what was yesterday, National Cereal Day, I am going to be breaking down my top 5 cereals. This one, it's going to be a little bit of a divisive one, so strap in, buckle up your seats, keep your hands and your feet inside the vehicle at all times, because it's going to be a fun episode of the Before the Show before we jump on live over there at Live 96.7. So today, we're going to start out with our first headline, and this one I love because, you know, I'm starting more and more to become kind of in that mindset that at least during the week, I'd like to get to bed at a decent time. You know, most of the time during the weekends, whenever I'm DJing weddings and stuff, it's pretty much impossible to kind of do that for the most part because, you know, you're doing weddings until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It's just not doable. But during the week, it's always nice to kind of get to bed at an okay time. Jamie Lee Curtis did an interview with the Today Show this morning where she talked about how she would love to introduce the idea of matinee concerts. Check this out right here. I love this story. It's such a great idea. Listen to this.
Move the needle a little farther since yesterday because I'm also challenging musicians to do concerts during the day. You see,
Yes.
Why are there no matinees?
Yes.
Okay, but seriously, I would love, for instance, I love Coldplay. I would love to go see Coldplay. I would love it. The problem is, I'm not going to go see Coldplay if they start their show at 9 o'clock and there's an opening act. I want to hear Coldplay at 1 p.m.
Yes, 100%.
And I think if we filled a stadium of people who want to see a matinee of Coldplay, I think we're going to start a trend.
Why shouldn't there be matinees? There is for
Matinee concerts. What do you guys think about this idea? I love it. I think it's a fantastic move to do something like a matinee concert. I mean, she has a valid point here to be, you know, in that mindset of, hey, what if we did a concert at 1 o'clock? We were done by like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or even 6 or 7. You're home by 8. You get your shower and you're in bed by 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm here for it. I think it's a great idea to be able to do a matinee concert. So Jamie Lee Curtis, we are all you sharing in this idea. Now, of course, Broadway has done this for ages now, matinee shows. I mean, I knew that when I did musical theater in high school, continue to do it in the community. And, you know, being able to do afternoon shows on Sundays are great because then you get home, you get, you know, to bed at a decent time. And of course, you're up and ready to go on Monday morning. Same exact thing. Most of the time, these concerts now are during the, you know, the week. They're like Wednesday nights in DC and Baltimore. And it's pretty tough to be able to maneuver doing that and then getting up and starting your workday at a decent time. So I'm in favor for it. I think it's a great idea. Jamie Lee Curtis, you are a smart woman. Moving on to our next topic. And this is actually, you know, Monday when we did our weekend recap, a lot of it had to do with nostalgia. And that has continued on into our Wednesday show. And that is because NBC has announced that they are revealing a new show called Hot Wheels, which, of course, it has to do with Hot Wheels. Basically, what they're going to be doing is you're going to have just regular, normal, everyday people. They're going to have regular, normal, everyday cars that are going to be in this really awesome Hot Wheels garage. And you're going to be responsible during the show for basically souping up the car and creating a Hot Wheels car, similar to the toy cars that we're used to growing up, or our kids have, families have, whatever. The thing that's missing to this, though, because it seems like the episode is basically going to be you build the car, you put it together, and then they judge the car based on how nice it is. I want them to take a step further and have them build the car. You get the car judged, and then, you know, you win a prize or whatever. But the true test is taking it through that big orange track that you see every single time that you buy a Hot Wheels toy of some sort. Those big orange plastic tracks. Build a real life big adult version of that so that at the end of this competition, the true test is you going through and determining whether or not your car can make it down the orange track. I'm in on this. I think it's a great idea. I think the show's going to be super cool. Again, they're kind of going off of the same vibe of like Fox with the Lego Masters. I love this. I'm all in. I'll be totally watching, but add that orange track. Speaking of things that are orange, do you guys remember Sunny Delight growing up? The, orange drink that people were trying to convince us the entire time that it was actually orange juice, but it was basically just like orange flavored sugar water. It was really good. Don't get me wrong. I loved it whenever I was a kid. I had it every single day in my lunchbox. But as I grew up, I started looking at the nutrition facts and realizing that this crap has a crap ton of sugar in it, like 30 grams of sugar in that little bottle that's about like the size of this Alani Nu. Like it was this kind of bottle right there. Well, they have decided to cash in on the nostalgia of Sunny D with Sunny D vodka seltzers in stores coming out this weekend. They're apparently going to be nationwide out in Walmart stores. Of course, the ones that are, selling alcohol. So I think West Virginia, you might be in a good place to get this. The Walmarts in Hagerstown, I don't believe are going to have something like this, but it is a hard seltzer with, I believe what I saw earlier, it is vodka as well as orange flavor, natural orange fruit juice, as well as some like seltzer water type of vibes to it. 4.5% alcohol by volume, 95 calories. And I did see that it has 0 sugar. It comes in what the company calls a convenient 4-pack and retails for about $9.99. 4 cans for $10. I mean, I haven't bought canned alcohol in a good while, maybe since like last summer. That seems like a lot of money. But I mean, I guess since it's Sunny D, it makes some sense. It's a whole thing. But Sunny Delight Vodka Seltzer, I like the idea, but let me just again do you one better, company that's creating these seltzers. How about Capri Sun Seltzer? Or even better, Capri Sun Seltzer that is in the pouch with the seltzer water inside the pouch. You poke it through. Of course, you obviously have to be careful not to shake it because if you poke it through and then it just explodes, then you just have your own like alcoholic explosive right there. But I like the idea. Capri Sun Seltzer, or maybe even like a Kool-Aid seltzer would be kind of cool. Let's just keep it up with these like, nostalgia things, in that regard with the alcoholic beverages. I'm here for it. Sunny D Seltzer, I believe March 11th there at Walmart. They'll be available in whatever Walmarts are near you that sell alcoholic beverages, which I don't think any of ours do here in Hagerstown, but maybe down there in West Virginia. Maybe some of you in PA. I doubt it though, because I know PA is pretty intense on how they regulate that kind of stuff, but there you go. Now, let's move on to our Wednesday rankings. We kicked this off 2 weeks ago. Our first one was my top 5 Disney Channel original movies. This past week on Justin Bieber's birthday, we celebrated with his top 5 songs. And today we are going to do my top 5 cereals. Yesterday was National Cereal Day. Everybody was talking about all their favorite cereals. And so today I am going to break down my top 5 cereals. Say like the Mount Rushmore of breakfast items, if you will. I love cereal. I grew up loving cereal. It was what I ate all the time growing up, just every single morning before I got on the bus. I don't eat as much of it anymore just because some of the sugary cereals aren't that great for you. But sparingly, I love to enjoy a good box of cereal. And these are my top 5. At number 1, I have got Waffle Crisp. Waffle Crisp came out in, I want to say like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was an incredible cereal. It was so good. The sweetness of it was awesome. The texture of it was great. It was like if you took honeycomb and made it taste a little bit more like maple syrup. And the problem with Waffle Crisp is just like most cereals, you want to fill your entire bowl overflowed to the top with this stuff when really a serving size is like 1/8 of your bowl. It's so good. I don't even know if it's in stores anymore. I know that they came out with it in like for a limited time for a little while. But I mean, Waffle Crisp, I wanted to put it at number 1 because it's not a cereal that I would like typically eat on an everyday basis. I didn't want to put it there, but Waffle Crisp as a kid, that was my stuff right there. Waffle Crisp at my number 5. Number 4 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, come on. The taste you can see. This stuff is so good. It has lasted generation upon generation. The kids now love it. The kids of 5 years ago loved it. When I was a kid, I loved it. My parents loved it when they were kids. This is a timeless cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The taste you can see. It's so good. But I will say the other stuff like French Toast Crunch, and they did like a chocolate toast crunch. Who has ever had chocolate toast? Exactly. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the OG. Love that stuff. Number 3, Cocoa Krispies. I love these because one of my biggest issues and reasons why I don't eat a lot of cereal now is because I'm now gluten-free. And gluten-free cereals are very hard to come by. Well, in comes Cocoa Krispies. This stuff, not only amazing, not only chocolatey, which I love chocolate when it comes to cereal or breakfast foods, it's also gluten-free. Number 3, Cocoa Krispies. I'm always like, because I'm like mirrored, I'm struggling to be like, I like Cocoa Krispies, where I point to the opposite direction. Anyone who's a weatherman and works with a green screen with this kind of stuff, man, I salute you. Number 3, Cocoa Krispies. Number 2, anything in the family of Cap'n Crunch. The Captain's cereal. This stuff is bussin'. Whether it's the regular Cap'n Crunch, the OG, the incredible just awesomeness that is Cap'n Crunch, or Crunch Berries. That stuff is super good. The Oops All Berries is fantastic because, again, it's just the same thing without the Cap'n Crunch side of it. I will say the 4th one, the peanut butter Cap'n Crunch, not a fan. Really just not a fan. It doesn't even taste like peanut butter to me at all. So I would say Crunch Berries, Oops All Berries, Cap'n Crunch, all in their one category. The Crunch family is what I have at my number 2. My number 1 is one that I know people are going to either scratch their head at, judge a little bit, and also just assume that I'm 75 years old and not 27 years old, and that is Raisin Bran. Any kind of Raisin Bran is just like my ride or die. Not only is it really good, I am obsessed with raisins. I've always been obsessed with raisins since I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. That was my go-to snack. So Raisin anything is amazing. Raisinets are amazing. Raisin Bran is phenomenal. I can just go to town on a big old bowl of Raisin Bran. 100%. That's my number 1. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, ew, what the heck? Raisin Bran? That's like the lamest, most boring cereal. You go in there right now and you try a big old bowl of Raisin Bran or Raisin Bran Crunch and try to tell me that that stuff is not delicious. Plus, it helps you poop. And who doesn't love anything that helps you poop a little bit better? We all love to poop a little bit better these days. And if you can have a nice bowl of Raisin Bran to help you poop a little bit better, then it's going to help you poop a little bit better. And you're going to pick Raisin Bran. Number 1, Raisin Bran. Mark it down. That's my top 5 favorite cereals. Number 1, Raisin Bran. Number 2, Cap'n Crunch. Number 3, Cocoa Krispies. Number 4, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And number 5, Waffle Crisp. That's my Wednesday rankings, and that is today's Before the Show for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. Hope you hop over on the air with me today. We're giving away 2 tickets and 2 popcorn passes to Warehouse Cinemas Leitersburg, so enter to win right now over at live967.com. You can listen anytime this afternoon at Live967, wherever you're listening, at live967.com. Tune in, Odyssey, and iHeartRadio, or ask Alexa or your Google Play. Hey, play Live 96.7, and she's got you covered. Have an amazing Wednesday. God bless. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Want an extra dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show weekdays at 1:30, live on our social streams.